Welcome to Biotians. In this class, I will discuss the building materials previous year question asked in TNPC and SSC JEE. The question is, plaster of Paris is obtained by calcining. Options: bauxite, gypsum, concrete, limestone. Before knowing the right answer, I would like to discuss the concept called calcination, which we have come across from our chemistry. So calcination is a process where any solid material is heated at a high temperature to remove the volatile substance from the solid. So this volatile substance will be removed as a gas or vapor. By removing this volatile substance, this solid will be in turn become as a purified, and this calcination process is also called as purification process. Okay, the typical example for this process is obtaining a lime from limestone. So whenever you heat limestone at a high temperature, you will be getting a lime. So coming back to this question, here the plaster of Paris is obtained by calcining. Option B will be the right answer. So gypsum will be heated at a high temperature in order to get the plaster of Paris. So we know that the molecular formula for gypsum is calcium sulfate dot 2H2O. This gypsum is heated at a temperature of 120 degrees Celsius to 180 degrees Celsius. We will be getting the plaster of Paris, which is having a molecular form of 2 calcium sulfate and H2O. Here the H2O is getting dehydrated because of heating at a high temperature. So this plaster of Paris has a major role in construction field. Here we will be going for it has many applications, like we'll be going for false ceiling, ornamental design, and even now we are using this plaster of Paris in precast industries. So option B is the right answer. Now we look at the other options. Option A, bauxite. It is a ore of aluminium. Okay, ore of aluminium, where aluminium metal is obtained from this bauxite. Okay. Option C is nothing but it is a layer of calcium carbonate, a technical term. And option D, it's a limestone. It's a well-known material. It is a sedimentary rock where lime is obtained by calcining the limestone. Now we'll move on to the next question. Hardness of the rock can be tested in situ using Smith test, Schmidt hammer test, acid test, crystallization test. So before choosing the right answer, I would like to discuss the concept called NDT. It's nothing but non-destructive testing method. So these are the methods that are used to find the strength of the existing concrete structure for the purpose of repair and rehabilitation. So there are many methods in the NDT. So for example, ultrasonic pulse velocity method, rebound hammer method. So with the help of these methods, we can able to find the strength of the concrete without damaging its surface. So with the help of the picture, I would like to discuss this question. So this is nothing but one of the NDT method. It's rebound hammer method. So this is rebound hammer, and this is placed in the concrete surface whose the strength is to be determined. Okay, so from this we can able to find the compressive strength based on the scale. So with this scale we can able to interpolate the compressive strength of the concrete with the help of the graph. Okay, so this equipment is portable, so we can take it to the site. Also we can able to do it in lab also. So and this method is also applicable for rocks. We can also able to find the strength of the rock, and this method is also known as Schmidt hammer test. Okay, so the option B will be the right answer for this question. Now we look at the other options. Option A is Smith test. This test is used to find the soluble matters in the stones by keeping the stones in a test tube with clean water. The next option is acid test. This test is used to investigate the atmospheric action resisted by the stone. So for this purpose we will take 100 grams of chipped stone and we'll keep in a 5% of HCl or H2SO4 acid. Okay, so after 3 days we'll be taking these stones and we'll be checking the edges. So with that this is the procedure of acid test. And the last one is crystallization test. This test is used to find the durability of the stone or weathering action. For this purpose we'll take a sample stone and we'll weigh it initially. After weighing we'll keep this stone in a Na2SO4 solution. After 2 hours we'll take out and we'll again weight it. That weight is called as W2 and we'll find the difference between W1 and W2, and based on this difference we'll find whether the stone is durable or not. So these are the options. So now we'll move on to the next question. Crushing strength of good building stone should be more than options 500, 1000, 1400, 2000 kg per centimeter square. So this is the remember type question. So they are asked what is the minimum value of crushing strength of the stone. So option B is the right answer. You should remember this, and I will explain how this crushing strength of the stone is determined in the laboratory. So for this purpose we have to take a stone of size 40 by 40 by 40 mm cube. Okay, so for this we have to take three sets of sample and we have to immerse these three samples in the water for 72 hours. So after 72 hours we have to take this and we have to place in the UTM machine and we have to apply the load axially at the rate of 14 megapascal per minute. So and we have to find the maximum load at the failure, and we have to divide the maximum load by area of the bearing surface. Okay, so if you put this we'll be getting the maximum crushing strength of the sample of one sample. Similarly we have to collect the we have to get the values for other 2 samples also. So average of these 3 samples will give the crushing strength of the stone. So this is how we will find the crushing strength of the stone in the laboratory. Now we will move on to the next question. The process of providing smooth face and regular face to the stone is known as quarrying, seasoning, pitching and dressing. So we'll discuss all these 4 options. We are familiar with the option A. Quarrying is nothing but extracting the rock from the ground. Okay, so after this extraction we'll be crushing these rocks in order to make a stone of irregular shapes. Okay, the next option is seasoning. The rocks obtained from the stones obtained from the quarrying will be having some natural moisture content, so we have to remove this moisture from the stone. So that process is called as seasoning. We'll make them dry in a natural sunlight, or we'll be using any cleans for the removal of moisture content. The next option is pitching. This picture is nothing but which shows the pitching. It is also called as stone pitching. Here the large stones are interlocked with one another in order to prevent the soil erosion in the slopey areas. That is why the stones are laid in the stones. Okay, and the last option is dressing. The stones which are obtained from the quarrying will not be in a regular shape. So here in the process of dressing they will make in a smooth face and a regular face, and they'll give a proper shape to the stone. Okay, that is why in the slide we'll be getting 20 mm size aggregate, 12 mm size aggregate, etc. So the apt option D will be the